Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to one and all for the interesting session. And this side Jairaj Nadar, I will be your host for the today's session, in which we will be seeing our new productivity tool called Translate for Dynamics. So this powerful multilingual translational tool is designed to help global team work smarter, faster, and together, no matter what language they speak. So before I proceed ahead, for your information, all lines will be muted. In case if you have any questions, any queries, you can feel free to put it in the chat window. So at the end of the webinar, while having the Q&A session, I will be happy to answer all of your queries. Before I deep dive into the demonstration, let me give you a short brief about iNogic. iNogic is one of the leading service provider and an independent ISV. We are also an exclusive Dynamic 365 CRM boutique shop that has been in the business for more than decades now. We also been active in the CRM community in which our blogs are very popular. As you can see on the screen, these are all the various productivity add-ons which iNogic has to offer. Among all, I would like to talk about some of the key flagship product of iNogic. Starting with Maplytics. Maplytics is a market-leading CFMD certified product which provide capabilities like visualizing CRM data on map, route optimization, territory management, smart appointment planner, and much more. Next, I would like to talk about the file and storage management app that covers the attached to Dynamics and a SharePoint security sync, which is a comprehensive solution for integrating Dynamic 365 CRM with SharePoint along with the document management. And last but not the least, that is WhatsApp for Dynamics, the omni-channel apps. So you can integrate your WhatsApp with the Dynamics CRM for an effective communication with all of your customers across the globe. So apart from this product development, iNogic is also an SI. We do provide an offshore development services by assisting our partners and the customers. So if you need any more information related to any of our productivity add-ons or service related, you can do reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. So this will be the agenda for the today's session, where we will be seeing the need for productivity in the CRM, key features of Translate for Dynamics, followed by live demonstration, and finally we will be having the Q&A session. Yes, the stats that you see on the screen, which says that 85% of the people, so the users who are actually using the system, who prefers their native language, that increases their trust, engagement with the customers and the satisfaction level. So this, by increasing this, by doing this, what exactly it results, the matter is that the customer retention increases, the multi-language CRM over business strategies, whereas a good relationship with your customers, and that puts into your increases in your productivity and thereby giving a value add on to your organization. So what 35% of productivity improved by eliminating the language barriers that every users on a day-to-day faces, which they look for a third-party application. So this is where our Translate for Dynamics comes into the picture within the Dynamics CRM. Like the user doesn't need to navigate to any other third-party external application for their translation. So what exactly it does? If you put this application tool in place, it increases your productivity, enhance your collaboration, decreases a maximum manual effort which you put it, and reduce your manual errors. Let's see what all the features that this product has. So if you see on-demand translation tool, so you can translate your CRM data on a real time with enabled CRM languages or on-demand translation as well, which can be seen on a live as a side pane. Like you can show this original as well as the translated content side by for a quick and easy understanding for the any users, so that that gives their effective communication with the customers, reduces the time that they put on like copy pasting and putting into their external tools for their conversion. Rich translation, rich text translation. So yes, like this tool also supports the rich text field as well, like maintaining the original formatting of bold italics. Like if you're sending in an email with a rich text field that contains the signature, the formatting, the signature, the images. So all those that gets been taken care within this application. The configurable column translation. So it has the provision where you can able to easily predefine which are the columns that you wanted to get translated even when without like just on a single click of it, the translate for dynamics button. So these are some of the small and a very few important part or aspects of this translate for dynamics on a real time, how you really add a value to your best practices. Let's see all of this in a live action. So for the webinar and the demonstration purpose, I have already pre-configured this translate for dynamics a model driven application in one of my environment, and the initial settings. So what you need to configure and what all the things that you required in order to do the translation, everything I have been pre-configured and things are in place. So which I will give you a short glimpse and a later down of the part of the session. However, let's see in a real time how the translation part works over here. So as you all know, in today's world where business no border, no language should be a barrier, whether you are managing sales or customers or marketing campaign or strategy decision. Understanding your CRM data is a critical. But with the help of this Translate for Dynamics, the Translate for Dynamics language differences becomes a seamless communication opportunities all within your dynamic CRM environment. Let's see how it works over here. Let's take an example wise or like the use case wise, which I would like to explain how it could be helpful. So consider an example or a use case. Sorry for that. So whenever you are receiving, so let's assume there is a different uh, the sales persons are working on a different products in an organization, and since they handle all the customers all across the globe, like whether the customers from the Europe region or a US or Australia or any part of the region. So since they get a lot of emails to their inboxes, so since most of the customers prefer their own native languages and they send an email to them, like inquiring about some of the products related in their own native language, but that puts the salesperson into a worry, or that puts an extra effort for them in order to know what was the mail is all about. I won't able to understand what exactly the email content is. So what they do usually, the best practice they do as of now is that they initially copy paste that, use the external third party application for the translation, and they can translate and then they reply to them, which so what the challenge that is over here is that you put your data at risk by simply sharing it with the external third party application, and also like it puts or it is wasting your time, like they put a double efforts in order to do that, and again understanding that part, the email content, and then replying to the email, so which is really a time consuming task for any users within the CRM. So what over here, how the translate for dynamics helps over here is that whenever a user who receives an email, let's assume one of the example like this user the Sam is the user, logged in user who receive email from the query, and the email body content, if you see, it is in a French language, which but the user Sam who prefers the enabled language is English, so he won't be able to understand what exactly the content is written within the email body content. So what he can do is over here is that in order to understand this, earlier he used to do the copy, simply he used to copy paste this and translate into the external application. Now what he will do is, on the right hand side, I see a translate for dynamics button. I will click onto it, and the email that I see will get translated into the enabled language, that is the English, which is has been set. So if you see the email, hello Sam, I'm doing well, everything it is in English. So the best part over here is that it is complete. Since we have used Azure AI Translator, so everything on the data that has been residing within your environment itself. So that means your data has been safe. You won't you're not risking your data by sharing with any external application. The content that I'm showing over here is, this is the translated one, and this is the original content that we received from the customer. So as soon as you click on that translate for dynamics, since the English is a native language enabled for this user, and I can see that. And also if I see the rich text field which I was talking about, that is also get translated, and I can see that in the same in the English language over here. So this, isn't it great? Like on a real time, the user gets to know what exactly the email content is, and he effective communication, he can do it, and he can reply to this email in that native language itself. You may be thinking, how is it is possible? Like if the customer replies in send us an email in the French language, and if I have read that email, you can simply click on the reply button, and as soon as I draft the email based on the content that we received, so and I can simply draft those email, and once I wanted to send it, what I will do is I will click on translate to, so which language. If I wanted to send it in a French, I will simply click on the French, the email, the reply, all this reply will be get translated into the French, and simply click on the send button. So this gives the more like in a real-time translation of your the email that we received from the customer, that we come to know what exactly the content is, what we are trying to understand from the email, so that we can reply accordingly, rather than we need to navigate to the different application or to the different users to understand the email part. So this we eliminate with the help of our Translate for Dynamics application. Right. So this was one of the example which it really adds a value to the users in terms of doing the real-time translation, and how they can effectively or communicate with the customers on a daily basis. The other example which I would like to showcase over here is that, as let's assume being a sales director or a regional sales manager, they have been handling all of the sales persons or the sales manager who's been spread across the globe. Like one is from the Europe, one is from the France, other is from the Canada, other is from the USA, and one is from the Singapore. So there are multiple salesperson who has been spread across the globe. And if they are updating the system on a daily basis, if let's say if they have updated one of the lead or one of the opportunity in the CRM, and let's say being a sales manager, if I wanted to review or if I wanted to know what exactly the update that he has been provided to me or he has been sent to me against that particular opportunity or a particular lead, how can I know that? So let's say, for example, the user who has been working on one of the lead, as a being a sales manager, if I wanted to know what exactly the user has been updated. So since this I have received from the one of my French salesperson, and he has updated the description in a French or a German language over here. And since I sit in one part of like the country, which is like US, which I understand the English is a preferred language. And if I wanted to know what exactly the description is, so even I can click on this translate for dynamics, and I can come to know just in a one click what exactly the description is all about. Not only for this particular field which I'm talking about the description, but when it say you have a, as I said, like you can pre-configure, or you have the privileges to configure which all the fields that you want to get translated. So even if I go in the summary tab, and since the, if you see this all written in a French language, or that has get automatically translated over here in the English on the right hand side panel. So this is like you need to do the setting in the entity configuration for the lead, and here you define the columns that you wanted to translate. That's the reason I am able to see that in the summary tab for that job title, the topic, the first name, and also in this description column over here. However, it depends completely upon the user choice. It's not only for the specific entity like lead, opportunity, or contact, any entity that is be part of the, whether it is an out of the box entity or any custom entity, that if you want to do the translation, yes, it is pretty much possible, where you can be able to simply on a single click, even without navigating to the any different external application, or without leaving your dynamic CRM, you get to know what exactly the content or the description or the lead status is, and thereby itself you get a clear understanding what exactly the information is all about. So this gives a clear picture about how this translate for dynamics works within the dynamic CRM. So everything has been within the dynamic CRM itself, which once again I would like to reiterate, because since we use the Azure AI Translator, and we have been like you won't be able to leave anything outside the dynamic CRM. So it is kept at your CRM environment. Everything has been within your environment itself. So that's by saying that like all of your data is safe and secure, and that's how it has been. We have been used the best part over here using our Translate for Dynamics application. So whether you are in a one region or different part of the world or different part of the cities, sitting at one corner of the world, you can able to easily understand what exactly the the content and the communication that has been happening in a real time. So now you will receive a poll on the features or the what exactly you like the most in terms of this Translate for Dynamics application. And also we would like to know more about your feedbacks and suggestions, that if you have anything that needs to be add on or any specific use cases, feel free to put it in your chat window. While having the Q&A session, we can able to discuss and answer your queries as well. And your feedback has been always taken into the consideration. So you will be able to see a poll on your screen. Okay, if the casting has been done, then we can move on to the next stage. Like let me switch back to my presentation. So these are some of the common questions that we received from the prospects and the customers. So does the Translate for Dynamics allows a real time? So which I've shown you like on the right side panel, how you see the translation works. On-demand translation, yes, it is pretty much doable. Does enable translation specific field within the CRM? Yes, which I've shown you in the last, like you can define which field that you wanted to translate. This ensure the quality of translation. So yeah, so if you see that since we use Azure AI Translator, it has been pretty much reliable, and it translates exactly what exactly the content is. And this Translate for Dynamics is available in Microsoft Dynamics CRM 9.6 and above Dataverse, which can be deployed and online. Now let's have the Q&A session. So as I said, it would be great if you can put your questions in the chat window. or any suggestion or any feedbacks that you wanted to put regarding the product translate for Dynamics. So feel free to put in the chat window. So any questions would be highly appreciated. Yes, so Omar, definitely you will be getting the recording, and also like if you have any specific use cases which you would like to achieve or you want any suggestions or feedback, that would also be great. Definitely my team will be sharing you the recording. Any other questions, Omar, from your end, apart from the demo recording? Yes, as I said, like we will be sharing you the demo recording post this session. Thank you, Umar. I really appreciate your time for taking this session. Hope you like this session interesting and fruitful. Have a great day. Take care.